break. Hopefully the offense can get going against Detroit, and then they just have good luck against Houston, which is right after. But let's go these next 3 series. Chicago could be somewhat of a unpredictable series, which is the White Sox, because I mean, if you want to be quite frank, the White Sox aren't a great team, but you cannot rule them in as a bad team. They are in 3rd place. They are well out of contention, but the pitching has been somewhat unpredictable. Their star pitcher right now, Lucas Giolito, 3.44 ERA, and really just dominating so far. Strikeouts, 158 strikeouts and 130 innings pitched. Everyone else, though, Ivan Nova, not really that great. Reynaldo Lopez still figuring things out. But the bullpen is really where things are kind of interesting. Bummer is there, being a sub 2.0 ERA. Colomé is a sub 3 ERA, which was really favored to be in some of the trade talks that we had earlier. Evan Marshall has had a nice season as well. So these White Sox have an okay pitching staff. They can be somewhat inconsistent a bit, but it doesn't matter. But they always have the very, very always dangerous Jose Abreu. Yoan Moncada is in the injury list, so he was one of the more harder hitters as well. Eloy Jimenez, who's had a nice season, the once big ranked prospect for the White Sox. He's really having a good season. James McCann as well, who got a really, 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 really good batting average for a catcher. Love to see that. And he is this year's all-star for the, I don't know if they had 2, but he's one of the all-stars for the White Sox. SF is going to be interesting for Oakland because, I mean, you typically want to go good against your rivals. And I think San Francisco definitely has improved over this year, which was supposed to be a very disappointing season. They were supposed to be selling and stuff, but they are somewhat close in this wild card still for the AL. It's pretty interesting of what the San Francisco Giants are going through right now with their team. Farhan is one of those GMs that is unpredictable. He was basically raised baseball wise by Billy Beane, and we see things happen. We see these very, 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 very big things that happen, and that's very unpredictable. And Farhan has been very great for the Giants so far. Hasn't dealt Bumgarner, so he feels that he can be somewhat of a good contribution for this season even. But the Giants at this moment, they are in the kind of big conversation in the wild card. They're only 3 games behind that second wild card spot, 5 games behind that first wild card spot. So if they play good baseball, they can get back in talks. They have somewhat of a good team. They let go of Panic, which was a really, really big surprise for everybody. So that's going to be something that's going to be interesting. They acquired Scooter Gennett in the trade deadline. Scooter Gennett having that injury that really put everything into question marks for the season. But Scooter Gennett, we all know, can be a great hitter. In the past 2 seasons, he has had a batting average that is higher than a 290, on-base percentage, literally mid of 350, in the middle of that, if you're combining those 2 years, and 20-plus homers. And he is not too bad defensively either. So you got to just give him credit. You got to give the Giants credit for being aggressive, letting go of Panic, who was struggling offensively, and bringing in this guy who is Scooter Gennett. And to be all in fairness, he was playing in a hitter-friendly type park, but definitely got to give credit to Scooter and the Giants for being able to really agree in terms and do good things out there. Paulo Sandoval is being great again. Stephen Vogt being a good contributor offensively. 18 doubles so far for Stephen Vogt, the former Oakland A catcher. Donovan Solano as well has been hitting tremendously good. Austin Slater has been pretty good for right field in replacement of Steven Duggar. Pilar has been everything that they expected. Longoria has done okay. So we have this team that offensively they are improving. I got to say that. I mean, they are really improving offensive wise. The pitching though, that's where the surprise is going. Bumgarner being Bumgarner. It's not really the same Bumgarner that we remember, but he is still 3.74 ERA, 3.77 FIP. Samardzija having a solid season as well. Starting wise, they have a cool number of question marks, but they should figure things out, in my opinion. And they also got Johnny Cueto coming back from injury list as well. Will Smith stayed forward. Reyes Moranta, is still here. Trevor Gott having a great season as well. Tony Watson, very valuable. Sam Curran, Coonrod, is very, 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 very big for the Giants as well. So they have a good number of players. So Chicago and SF have one of those real big surprise teams that you can basically just give them credit for and have to respect when you go against them. The third series with Houston, that's going to be I think it's not going to determine whether we're going to make playoffs or not, but that's one series that is a must win. I think either a tie or a win would be good for the series. 2-2 would be a very respectable series done for the Oakland Athletics, especially since they got the Jarrett Cole, Verlander, and Greinke combination that they're throwing at you. You're basically going to have to do something, and Aaron Sanchez is in that mix as well. There's just a lot of good players in Houston. They also acquired that one pitcher from Toronto. I really can't remember his name right now, but he did sufficient amount of damage in Toronto. And Biagni, there you go. Biagni was there. Joe Biagni came to Toronto as well. We spoke about that last episode, coming along with Aaron Sanchez for Derek Fisher. So we have all that against Houston. And Tanner Roark is probably going to be scheduled to pitch in that series. Homer Bailey needs to figure things out as well against Houston. Last time did not go very well. So many people have asked me. I'm still asking people to send me their questions on Instagram, DM me anything on Twitter as well. This big question, the big elephant in the room. What do we need to make playoffs? Now, if I'm looking for a very solid answer, as an A's fan, I'm not trying to be too biased. I'm going to be straight to the point. Whether we have a good team or not, I'm going to be honest and give the honest opinion of what I think our team needs. One thing that we do need is more contribution in our pitching staff. That is one thing that is totally going to have to happen. Definitely from the starting pitchers, typically I'm pointing out to Chris Bassett and Homer Bailey, who are in the mix right now in the starting rotation. Bassett has a lot to prove, because most likely they're not sending down Homer Bailey if any of those two struggle. If who they're going to pick, Bassett has the option. Homer Bailey, they're just going to keep him in that pitcher. and they're just going to stick with Homer. Veteran experience, and he has experience pitching in the postseason, a little bit of experience, not too much, but he does give you some sort of versatility with the A's. The A's starting pitching staff actually is rated 13th with a 1.9 wins above average. What does that mean? That means they're pretty much in the league average, a little bit above, but we all know that this team could be good when all pitchers are healthy. It's just no question. They have Sean Manaea coming in soon. They have Estrada already rehabbing as well. Mengden ready for any call-up, who is in AAA right now, and Blackburn. Many pitchers that are ready to take in that spot. So the depth is very likable for this Oakland A's team. Jarrell Cotton is most likely not going to be pitching in the starting rotation. He's probably going to be in the relief role. It's already been said in that perspective. So hopefully they can do well in the starting pitching wise, but they need to improve and contribute more innings, especially Bailey on the road. On the road has been horrible for Homer Bailey. But let's talk more about the bullpen, which is ranked 10th in the MLB under win above average. The bullpen needs contributions from Soria, Trevino, and Treinen. Those are the three. Those are the three that need to turn it around. You can include Jake Diekman if you want. I would be understanding of Jake Diekman. But Soria, Trevino, and Treinen have to contribute some sort of time in this bullpen. Treinen has been pitching a lot better as of late. With the Cubs, he kind of struggled a bit. With the Cardinals, he struggled a bit as well. But he has been a lot better, in my opinion. He got unlucky against the Cubs. He blamed the juice balls there. Not really a good look, but he did give up 3 homers against the Cubs. So hopefully he turns it around this series against Chicago. But he's going to have to do something. He's going to have to build up of something and do the wonders that we know that he can provide. We've seen it last season. Last season is definitely not a fluke. He's had success in Washington as well. So he is a guy that can be a contributor for this Oakland A's team. Trevino as well. Struggled with the Cubs as well, but has pitched a little bit better as of late. I think Trevino is fine. The workload from last year, Trevino and Blake Treinen, you see how effective that was from last year. And it's really been shaky since then. Soria has, out of the three, I think Soria has been the more consistent pitcher just right now. You know, in the beginning of the season, Treinen was looking okay. Trevino was looking okay. Soria always looked a little bit off between those three. But now, if I would have to really agree on who is the more consistent reliever at this point, it is Soria in this moment, because he has really brought down his advanced pitching statistics, only allowing 3 earned runs in his last 10 innings. It's really ridiculous of what these 3 are giving. It's really disappointing this season, but I think all 3 of them need to contribute. If not 2 of the 3, or 1 of the 3 would be fine, because this bullpen does look like it can be good. And we all need to know that there's players coming in from injuries as well that are going to come in soon. Now, this is why they need to turn it around, because these guys are knocking on the door. Luzardo is close to being back healthy. And if he does wonders and pitches greatly and pitches outstandingly like how he did in his first rehab appearance from this injury, he will get the call up as a reliever, and I don't see that being unbelievable and unpredictable. Manaea, I think, can come in as a starter. I don't think they might rush him to be a starter, because there is already other options, but Minaya most likely is going to be a starter. But don't take out the bullpen for curiosity. AJ Puck is the one that is making noise. Tremendous stuff from AJ Puck in AAA. Definitely been impressed from him. The strikeouts